Hello everyone, and welcome to 30 minutes of a root chakra flow sequence to help you ground down and anchor into your center. So let's begin in Sukhasana, easy pose, just lengthening the spine and softening the shoulders down the back. You can either maintain a soft gaze or close the eyes down. Just begin to feel your sit bones grounding down, finding an even pressure from right to left, even weight distribution. And then lengthening your spine nice and tall, lifting it up towards the sky as the shoulders soften down the back, keeping your chest expanded open. Letting the tongue gently fall to the lower palate of the mouth. And just begin to ground down into this moment, noticing what you notice without judgment, but just presence, loving awareness. Inhale, begin to reach the arms high overhead, lift your gaze, and exhale, begin to twist over to the right. Gaze over your right shoulder. Take an inhale to lengthen and an exhale to soften into the twist. And as you inhale, begin to float the arms back through center, lift your heart, lift your gaze, and exhale, twisting over to the left. Begin to lengthen the spine on the inhale and soften into the twist on the exhale. Feeling your hip flexors begin to relax. And as you inhale, reach the arms back through center and bring your hands to heart center. We'll come into Muladhara Mudra to help ground into the root chakra. So interlacing all fingers around each other, middle fingers point towards each other, and you're holding this close to your heart. And just taking about 5 deep breaths here. Big inhale through the nose, and exhale out the nose. Maybe cultivating your Ujjayi breath, making that audible sound at the back of the throat as though you're fogging up a mirror. And just taking about 3 more breaths here, softening the shoulders, and tuning into your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine. Your very first chakra center, just envision a glowing red. Glowing red energy, glowing red ball of energy. Begin to release your Muladhara Mudra and just bring your hands to heart center. Bow down inward to yourself. Welcome in an intention for your practice. And let's turn over onto hands and knees. Grounding into the hands, the toes can tuck or you can press the tops of the feet down and lift the tailbone, drop the belly, open the chest. Inhale to your cow. And as you exhale, scoop the tailbone, lift it through the sides of the waist, and gaze to your navel. Inhale, lift your heart forward, roll the shoulders back. And exhale, scoop the tailbone, lift up through the sides of the waist, gaze to your navel. And let's go one more round here, lifting the tailbone, dropping the belly, open the heart. And exhale, scoop the tailbone, press the ground away, gaze to your navel. Inhale, extend the spine. Just begin to lengthen your right leg back long, rocking back and forth on your right toes, getting a gentle stretch in your calf. Begin to draw your right knee forward and land the foot between the hands, coming into a runner's lunge. Begin to angle your left shin to the right and cartwheel the arms open to a T, gazing over your right middle finger, softening the shoulders. Turn on your triceps to help release tension in the shoulders. And begin to reach forward, right hand to inner edge of right foot, left arm stacks, gaze up to your left fingertips. You can also place your right forearm to your right thigh if the hand on the mat is feeling a bit much today. And just ground into your right foot. And begin to reach your left arm forward. Let's angle your left shin back behind the knee and heel toe your right foot out. You're coming into your lizard lunge. Roll your shoulders back. Take a deep inhale. And full exhale. Soften the shoulders down while keeping the chest expanded open. And just begin to float your right leg back into your tabletop. Take an inhale to your cow and an exhale to your cat. And come through neutral spine and extend your left leg back long, just rocking back and forth on the toes, spreading your fingers wide and grounding into your knuckles. Turn the elbow creases to face each other, just taking weight off the shoulder girdle. Then begin to draw your left knee forward and land the foot between the hands. Come into your runner's lunge. Keep the heart open. Feel that anchoring in your left foot. Begin to angle your right shin to the left and cartwheel the arms open to a T. You're coming into your warrior two arms. Gazing over your left middle finger, relax your shoulders, tuck your tailbone slightly and lift up through the spine. And then finding the same variation you took on the previous side. So either bringing left forearm to top of left thigh, palm faces up, right arm stacks over left shoulder, or you're bringing your left hand to the inner edge of your left foot. Turning your gaze up towards your right hand. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, reach your right arm forward and land the hand to the inner edge of your left foot. Let's angle the right shin back and heel toe your left foot out. You're coming into your lizard lunge. And just begin to ground here. And spread the fingers wide. Begin to step that left leg back into your tabletop. Take an inhale to your cow and exhale to your cat. Come through neutral spine. Walk the hands forward. You're coming into Anahatasana. Just ground the forehead down. Feeling your sit bones lifting towards the sky and pressing into the tops of the feet. And feeling opening across the chest and the shoulders as the low ribs gently tuck in. And press the ground forward, lifting the elbows, activating the triceps, and then plugging the shoulders back into the sockets. Let's lengthen the spine and walk the hands back. One hand length. Tuck your toes and lift the sit bones up for downward facing dog. Pressing the ground forward with your hands as you root your heels down, or you can bend the knees and draw the belly to the thighs if the hamstrings are feeling quite tight here. If the feet are rooted down, try pulling the feet apart. I'm feeling this grounding through the palms, through the soles of the feet, even pressure on all hands and feet, right and left. As you inhale, gaze to thumbs, bend the knees and step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand, bending the knees deep and bringing the palms together at heart center. Coming into Malasana, garland pose. place even pressure from your pinky toe edge to your big toe edge, as well as your heel. And then draw the knees back and squeeze them, drawing your calf and hamstring together. Begin to press down into the mat with both of your feet and slowly rise up. Reaching the arms overhead, lift through the sides of the waist and heel toe the feet hip width. Begin to bring your hands to heart center and soften the shoulders as you bring the palms forward, coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Lengthen up through the spine and ground down into the soles of the feet and just begin to rock front to back on the heels to the toes. And then rocking side to side. And finding even weight, finding your center on your feet and just softening down here. And as you inhale, reach the arms overhead. Begin to bend the knees, coming into Utkatasana chair pose. Holding here for a few breaths. Lift up through the sides of the waist. Gently tuck your tailbone and then try pulling the heels back and imagine you were squeezing a block between the knees. So the knees aren't going out. You're activating your adductors here, stabilizing in the pelvis. Just feeling that grounding in the lower half of your body. And as you exhale, bring your hands to heart. Let's step your right leg back, nice and slow. You're coming into a high lunge. Arms reach overhead. Begin to pull your left heel back and drag your right toes forward. So turn on your left hamstring, gently tuck your tailbone. You can also have a soft bend in your right knee, or you can extend the knee, activating the right glute and getting deeper into the bend. Lift up tall towards the sky. Then begin to pivot your right heel down and open to your warrior two. Gaze over your left middle finger. Let's begin to straighten the left knee, reach the arms high, big inhale. And as you exhale, bend warrior two. Press down evenly through all four corners of your feet. Push down, rise up, big inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, warrior two. And one more time here, inhale, reach high. Active energy is in the fingers, soften the shoulders, and exhale, warrior two. Gaze over your left middle finger. Just noticing where the body is in space here. Bringing that back arm level with the front. And finding equilibrium from your front to the back. Finding that grounding in between. Tailbone softly tucks. Breath begins to slow even more. Begin to reach forward, left forearm to top of left thigh. Right arm comes to stack, or you're bringing your left hand to the inner edge of your left foot. Tilt your pelvis to the top right corner of your mat as you lean your shoulders back and wrap your left sit bone underneath. Keep your breath moving nice and steady here. Begin to reach that right arm forward. Land the hand down and pivot off your right heel as you heel toe your left foot out. Coming into lizard. Keep the right knee lifted. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and push the ground away. Take a deep inhale. Lift your heart forward. And exhale, step to plank pose, puff into the shoulders. Begin to lift the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Root into all 10 knuckles. Keep your ears between the biceps. Think of gently drawing the shoulders towards each other on the back. Just rolling them open slightly. And the biceps wrap forward and out. Feel this nice stability in the shoulders. Gaze to thumbs, bend knees, step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Left foot steps to outer edge of left hand. Come back into your malasana. Lift your heart and lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back to keep the chest open. We want to keep that openness for the breath to flow easily into the body. Grounding into all four corners of your feet. Push down to rise up. Reach the arms overhead. Lift your gaze. And exhale, bring your hands to heart. Let's heel toe the feet hip width. And take it and exhale as you ground into your Tadasana. And just let yourself soften down here. And as you inhale, begin to bend the knees, reach the arms alongside the ears, come into Utkatasana, chair pose. Gently tuck your tailbone. As you exhale, begin to bring your hands to heart. Ground into your right foot and slowly step your left leg back into your high lunge. Lifting up through the sides of the waist. And begin to pull your right heel back as you drag your left toes forward. Begin to pivot your left heel down and open to your warrior two. Gaze is over your right middle finger. And begin to ground down into both feet and straighten the right knee as you inhale. Reach the arms high. And exhale, warrior two. And let's go two more. Inhale, reaching high. And exhale, warrior two. And one more time here. Inhale, reaching high. Soften the shoulders. And exhale, warrior two. Gaze over your right middle finger. Activate your triceps. Soften in the shoulders and just notice where your body is in space here. And begin to reach forward with the right forearm. Bringing right forearm to the thigh, or you can bring the hand to the inner edge of your right foot, left arm stacks. Think of tilting your pelvis to the long edge of the mat in front of you, and then reaching your left arm high and drawing the shoulders back slightly, lengthening your neck long. Take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, reach your left arm forward and bring the hand to the inner edge of your right foot as you pivot off your left heel. You're coming into your lizard lunge. Keep your left knee lifted, pressing firmly into both hands. And slow down your breath if it's accelerated. Come back to that deep, slower pace of breathing in and out through the nose. Begin to step your right foot back to your plank pose. Get the shoulders stacked over the wrists. And as you inhale, lift the sit bones back and up. Just ground into your downward facing dog, lengthening your spine by lifting the tailbone high. And again, feeling the hands melt into the earth, feeling the soles of the feet melt down. As you inhale, gaze to thumbs. Step your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand. Right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Come back into your malasana, bringing your hands to heart. And feeling into all four corners of both feet. And begin to ground your palms, inner edge of left foot. Let's step your right leg back to your lizard lunge. Heel toe your left foot to center. Pivot your right heel down and cartwheel open to your warrior two. Begin to straighten your left knee and reach forward for Trikonasana. Left hand comes to inner edge of calf or the inner edge of your left foot, the outer edge, or you can bring peace fingers around your left big toe. And try activating your Mula Bandha, your root lock. So it's like squeezing your pelvic floor in and up very gently, like the sensation as though you were preventing yourself from going pee. This just helps to drop the tailbone, feel that grounding in the base of the spine, and maybe turning the gaze up to right fingertips. Take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, reach that right arm overhead. Pivot off your right heel, bend your left knee, and step your right foot in just a step to ground the heel down. You're shifting the hips back as you lengthen halfway. And exhale, melt forward over the left thigh. Pyramid pose. Parsvatanasana. Let the shoulders soften. And activating your left quad to lift and support the left knee. And as you inhale, lengthen spine. Let's bend into the left knee and step your right leg back to lower the knee down. You're reaching the arms high. You're coming into a low lunge. And feel the legs stabilize here. As you pull your left heel back, try and draw your right knee forward. It won't move, but just try to gently drag it forward, and then you'll feel the tail most slightly tuck. And this activation on the inner line of that left leg and the hamstring, creating that stability in the pelvis. As you exhale, let's ground the palms. Lift the right knee and step to plank. And just begin to puff into the shoulders. Beginning to step your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Left foot, outer edge of left hand. Bend the knees and come back into Malasana. Bringing hands to heart. Lift your chest. Soften shoulders. Slow your breath. Begin to ground the palms. Lift the hips and step your left leg back into your lizard lunge. Palms come to the inner edge of your right foot. Begin to heel toe that right foot to center. Pivot your left heel down and cartwheel up and open to your warrior two. Gazing over your right middle finger. Begin to straighten your right knee, activate your right quad, and reach forward for Trikonasana. So right hand comes to the inner edge of your right calf, inner edge of right foot, outer edge of right foot, or you can bring peace fingers around your right big toe. And again, activating the Mula Bandha root lock here, pulling the muscles in and up at the base of the spine, just squeezing your pelvic floor and stabilizing your breath. Maybe lengthening the neck and turning the gaze up towards your left fingertips. I'm just taking a couple more breaths here. Begin to inhale, reach your left arm forward and land it down. Pivot off your left heel, gently bend your right knee and step your left foot in to pivot the heel down for pyramid. Press your right foot forward as you lengthen the spine and exhale, melt over your right knee. The knee can have a soft bend. But activate your right quad and then push back with your left heel and soften your shoulders. Coming back to that slow, steady pace of breath. And as you inhale, begin to lift your heart forward. Gently bend into your right knee and step your left foot back, landing the knee. Reach the arms alongside the ears for your low lunge. Begin to pull your right heel back and drag your left knee forward. And just feel an activation on the inner line of your right leg and hamstring. Your left glute will activate too. And just bringing this awareness into all parts of your body. As you let the wrists soften, lengthen the spine, coming into full presence and awareness of the here and now, grounding into the present moment. And as you exhale, land the hands, frame your right foot, tuck your left toes, lift the knee, and step to your plank pose. Begin to lower to the knees. Let's bring the knees wide, big toes to touch. Draw the hips to the heels and land the forehead down. Coming into Balasana, child's pose, and just feeling grounding on your third eye. Letting any thoughts dissipate into the ground and slowing your breath down. And as you inhale, begin to curl yourself all the way up, walking the hands back towards the knees. We'll come onto the sit bones, coming into Baddha Konasana. Bringing the soles of the feet together. You can bring the hands on the outer edges of the feet and just pressing the balls of the feet together, the toes open like a book and the shoulders relax as the heart opens. And the eyes can close down or you can maintain a soft gaze. And just taking a few more breaths here. Begin to release your hands and draw the knees together to touch. You can turn towards the back of your mat and make your way down into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Just letting the shoulders soften, letting the fingertips curl in, and just feeling the body surrendering into the ground beneath. Noticing all points of contact from the back of the head to the backs of the shoulders, down the spine to the back of the hips, and all the way down the legs into the heels. Just feeling this complete relaxation and integration of your grounding practice. Anchoring you into your center, into your truth. And really relax so you can feel the stability. Let your nervous system feel the stability that is beneath. And just taking a couple more breaths here. And you're welcome to just close on your back, or if you need to be going somewhere, you can gently wiggle the fingers and toes. Begin to bend one knee and the other and turn over onto your right side into a fetal position. Just taking a couple breaths here. Beginning to press your way up to a seat. We'll come back into our Muladhara Mudra, interlacing all fingers and bringing the index finger or the middle fingers together to touch. And just draw this to your heart center and soften the shoulders. Close the eyes and give gratitude for your practice, honoring your truth, honoring your center. And I hope that you leave feeling more stable, rooted, and grounded for the rest of your day. Namaste.